Good morning. I don't know how many of you are still listening. This class actually started at 9:30. I have spoken for half an hour before ITG people told me that it is not going live. In the last remaining 10 minutes, I don't know what part of the class needs to be covered. Anyway, let me give you some outline and the guidelines how we are proceeding. Till the end of November, we had gone as per that syllabus part of it. So in this month of December, what is the plan is because last nearly 8 or even 9 months, the exposure to the clinical material has been very poor and it hasn't been able to happen. So certain things that we would have otherwise discussed bedside in the clinicals, we will be discussing in this virtual platform. So the idea that and what I had even started was pediatric case taking today, which I will continue tomorrow also. That will give you a gross overview of certain aspects of pediatric case taking. And then there will be subsequent classes on neonatology, how to take a case on neonate, present it. Please focus on what is told. Please don't go by what is given in certain guides or the books that you follow. There are certain errors and there will be some difference in what we are telling and what is there in those books that you might end up reading. Whenever you find that difference, please stick on to what has been told to you or taught to you. It is very important. So in subsequent classes, there will be class on neonatal case presentation and case discussion, how to take nitty-gritties of that. And then pediatric cases, we will be going system wise: respiratory system, cardiovascular system, per abdomen, central nervous system. And we will also look at certain common clinical diagnosis which we may encounter in the long cases in exams, maybe like a nephrotic syndrome, if possible a thalassemia or hemolytic anemia, such things. And each time that we discuss, we cannot cover all the aspects in that 40 minutes. So whatever will be discussed in this initial classes regarding pediatric case presentation, apply that part every time. And every subsequent time we will be taking up probably one symptom, one important symptom pertaining to that case that we are discussing, and an approach to that symptomatology will be discussed. Definitely the systemic examination, relevant general physical examination, anthropometry, and a little later, how to summarize a case, what are the likely differential diagnosis, and what should be the initial, at least, investigative approach for that given scenario will be discussed. So, because a very fair part of this 9:30 to 10:15 session, like from 9:30 to 10 o'clock or 10:05, was literally wasted by the non functioning of the ITG. So this class is a relative loss for all of us. So in the subsequent classes, starting from tomorrow, when I will be discussing about this pediatric case presentations, then we will look at these clinical aspects. And after covering these basic aspects about pediatric case presentation, neonatal case presentations, with an example or two of neonatal case presentation, and then at least one example each of respiratory, cardiovascular, per abdomen, central nervous system, and maybe even covering nephrotic syndrome and say something like hemolytic anemia, so that, and maybe even a case on protein energy malnutrition. So these cases could even be the same set or similar set of cases that may be there if the exam happens to be a virtual exam for you. Even if it's not a virtual exams, these are the usual case scenarios that will be encountered in any exams. So these all will be covered gradually in the next coming up classes, maybe in December, and if possible after December also. And if time still permits, we will be looking at the Viva stations, kind of X-rays, nutrition, immunization, equipments, drugs, spotters, etc. So this is the plan for subsequent classes. One such class has been down the drain today. Hope we get full time for our money tomorrow. Okay, have a nice day today anyway.